But I don't think they're connected. Well, maybe in reverse order, though. What I mean is basically, Shin has an enemy, or the Red Hand encountered them and may be working with that enemy, then we encountered them. Fast forward, now we have where we are today.
Right.
But
so if it's Shin's enemy, is it our enemy?
Yeah.
At this point, it is.
Yep.
Of course, we stick together. We stick with him, and we help him.
Can everybody roll me an understanding roll?
What is this for? Just in general?
In general.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I'll spend a PowerPoint to add intuition.
I wish to understand the general world. To add intuition like that.
Okay, I'm gonna spend second PP to add expression. Why not?
Alright, so Raph would have noticed that Genda started smoking. And she doesn't really smoke inside.
I
Genda?
don't notice her blowing smoke in Akira's face.
Nope. Need an ashtray?
Oh, right, I was just going to use the leftover dish. I suppose that's not very ladylike.
No.
Why are you smoking?
Well, you know how nicotine takes you. Or maybe not. Don't smoke, kids. It's terrible for your health.
It's awful for you. It's bad.
But I suppose you should be running along now.
Oh shit, we got like 5 or so minutes for school.
Right.
God
School.
damn
Gotta
it.
go freshen up.
Gotta go first!
Alright.
Jesus.
We gotta go, alright.
As they're walking out, Akira just like walks up behind Shizuka. Shizuka. Moving. Why are you that surprised? I walked up right next to you. No. Shizuka.
Where am I walking? Where?
Shizuka, you okay?
I can't see you. Where am I going?
What do you mean you can't see?
You're behind me.
You can turn around!
Hey, be careful, she's gonna run away from you and switch to somebody
Ow.
else.
What do you want?
Oh, jeez, that sounded mean.
I mean, I'm kind of upside down here.
You can fix yourself.
Uh,
There you go. You're in a wall now. Here.
Wow, lose some weight, Akira.
Fuck you. Yeah, so, we should probably talk about some things, and now some more things.
What things?
Shizuka, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm getting reading you down to a science by now.
Oh.
Listen, we should probably talk about that stuff, especially if it's important. You know it's not gonna do good to keep inside.
What stuff?
Well,
I said what I thought.
did you?
Yeah, I said his abilities seem very real.
I think there might be a bit more to that, or at least what them being real really means. Listen, you know I won't actually force you, but I'm gonna be very persistent about this.
I mean, you know as much as I do.
But you might know something, or think something.
She'll look genuinely like curious as to what.
It's just if it's all related to this, it might be something involving you somehow.
Oh, me? Well, maybe. Never really gone into.
Bless you. What'd she say before you hiccuped?
She'll say, well, does it kind of count? Well, we gotta really run to school. I'll tell you afterwards, okay?
Yeah, we can talk after school. I know. I just wanted to give you a heads up before I tried to spring something on you.
Right, well,
Giving yourself prep
I
time.
appreciate that, and I won't try and hide or anything. No.
I trust that you won't.
Alright.
Ding, ding, ding. Alright, I think it's school time. Yeah,
Alright,
buddy.
and
So
since
are we
kind of-
assuming we set up the thing in Jeffrey so that Rio can cast Sleeping Spell?
yeah,
Okay.
and the only class that's important is magic school class.
So we'll just kind of skip through the others since we don't really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing
It's
special.
a sucky
happened.
day.
That's
Sorry,
fine. That's fine.
you guys took so long on Wednesday night.
Listen, not every day needs million school events.
It's... Reiko just does her usual thing at track and field.
Don't you mean it's school?
I mean, besides probably going into Jeffrey to cast Sleeping Spell again at lunch, Rio's trying to act as normal as possible.
Yeah, to piss shit off.
Actually, during
I
the
like
day,
it.
Reiko would
And
do
Rio
2 or 3
knows he
things.
can't get dragged into conversation, so he'll go off and go talk with the garden club or some shit like that.
Yeah,
That'll kill Shax.
he'll do it.
You're
He'll
so
go talk
smart.
about flowers.
I just see Shax in your mind just rolling on the floor like a little kid throwing a tantrum. Oh, so boring.
If you hang around with normies, he'll just fuck off.
Rank up your Death Arcana, basically.
Oh, he'll fuck
Alright.
up. I want to annoy him.
Anyway, I'll be right back. I'm gonna piss.
Alright, so let's go to Raph and the magic school.
Well, Raf's not here at the moment.
Oh, whoops. Let me see what classes people usually have. School no table. A table of days and students of where? Okay, so it's math for you.
Yep.
Athletics for everybody else, and Reiko's still not on this table. Whee!
According to my schedule app, on Thursdays I have track and field, which basically
Oh,
is like
nothing.
athletics.
No, I mean, athletics isn't very interesting to begin with, anyway. You just like go
Yep.
fast. And Reiko would have received like the 200, and then it's 1,000 because did you get all 3? Wait,
Yeah, when I was ranking up, I got everything.
you got everything? Yes, you would have gotten the check for 1,000 Japanese dollars, and basically you would have gotten like an opportunity to visit this fashion boutique within the Asate city center to advertise some of their sportswear for young women.
Okay, something to think about.
Yeah, so you would be basically wearing their brand when you do your track and field.
It's cool.
All right. I haven't come up with a name for the brand. I'll come back to it, but it's really not important.
Yeah,
So,
it's really cool.
at least it might be tangentially, but other than that, no.
Yeah, for now it's just simple marketing deal.
Yes. But yes, you
Yay.
can add 1,000 Japanese dollars to your inventory.
Already added.
Yay, Raph's back.
Yeah,
Say,
people who did all 3 pips got sponsorship stuff.
All 9.
All 9. Yes.
Damn. Wait, would I get like a Hogwarts badge if I basically did that for my magic class?
You get something Jeffrey related, I guess. If you did that for your magic class. And anyway, you said you had a question you wanted to ask the teacher today in magic class.
Yes, I'm going to be dealing with I'm going to hijack the class into was it spiritual contracts and spiritual deal negotiations, since it's going to be kind of an important way for later on today, hopefully.
All right, so through the makeup of, I guess the general idea is like how you made your contract. So 2 people, like they did, like most of the people discovered their, like let me look at the list. I said there was like generic girl, generic boy. Yeah. So I did give 2 of them names. So
There should
you
be.
want to write these names down?
All right.
Why don't you write them down, Miss GM?
Oh yeah, I need to do that.
We can also like put in a folder in Raph's, or a page in Raph's files called magic class.
I can do that. Give me a moment. Magic class. All right. Teacher. Name to be decided. Now. Students. Let me look at these pages. All right. Let me show that to everybody. There you go. I'll put their genders next to him. Okay.
They don't need to have genders.
Okay.
Well, class of 6 people.
There we go. There's the genders.
Thanks.
There you go.
All right. Cool.
All right. So Seiyo made his contract semi-randomly. Yuri hasn't made a contract. Kyo made his after he went to the school, and Jiro was before the school, and it was prepared. And Asita was she doesn't know, and Raph is it was random.
Yep.
And so, what is it that you'd like to know about contracts?
Well, how a lot of times you hear there's a lot of lore about with spirits that they cannot lie, or they cannot do something within certain boundaries. How true is that? And then also, how much wiggle room does the average spirit have, or does the average demon have in basically getting around, actually fulfilling their end of the contract faithfully to the contract? And how do you prevent that?
Well, when you're talking about well-known myths, the more well-known they are, the more restricted they are, because everybody expects them to do something, and the more belief that is circulated, the more likely the myth is to do that. So, say for example, Magic Man A is always known for is always known for scratching his chin when he tells a lie. He's very likely to scratch his chin when he tells a lie if loads of people believe in him. But if only a couple people know of the myth, then he's not necessarily going to scratch his chin.
All right. How about when you have groups as opposed to individuals?
When you're talking about mythologies that there is more than just one instance of, like imps or goblins.
Right.
Well, usually those kind of myths tends to be weaker because they're spread out and they're not as powerful as individual myths. So it's very much dependent on if they've had previous links with humans. They're more likely to take on those traits that they've had with previous contracts. If they haven't had a contract before, they'll most likely stay to their original as written form.
All right. And then so when making a contract with a demon, is it more or less? Is it generally more advantageous to basically cater to their strengths, or basically invoke their weaknesses?
Well, remembering that you're the one in control is generally the safest advice you can do. The more force of will you have, the better off you're going to be. If you're going to let them do whatever they want, remember that their hands are kind of tied by that which created them.
Right.
If your influence of being susceptible leaks through, then you're pretty much playing a bad hand against yourself, so to say.
All right. Obviously, I was doing research all last night on the Sandman, so I guess we could say I go into some specifics, or do you want to actually go into those?
I haven't read anything about the Sandman.
Yeah. Okay. I guess the only question I'll ask, and then we can go on to somebody else, since I'm not putting up, so I don't put you on the spot too much, is I've heard a lot of references to the Sandman being a single individual, and I've heard references to it being a group of people. So, which is it in canon? Because I definitely would have gotten at least that.
The teacher would have asked, for if you have a description of the Sandman you encountered.
But this is also doing the research I've been doing all night at Fulbright, because I was doing that.
All right, so after a TLDR talk, this Sandman is particular as part of a group rather than an individual.
Okay.
And it's not particularly that powerful. It's more akin to like a cheeky fairy.
Got it.
Rather than the spooky man.
Right.
Sandman.
Okay.
And Raph would have kind of figured out, hey, my dad helped me with something to do with this recently.
Wait, he did?
Yeah, remember injecting in the ear?
I missed that, no.
Like when we did the side session, he said that once he injected you with the remembrance serum, you'd be able to remember part of your familial roots.
Oh, right. I've got that, and I can now speak their language and stuff. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
And I guess after the class, you'll kind of have like a talkie session, and Yuri would be interested in talking to you.
All right. Do you want to do that now or after lunch?
It can bleed into lunch.
Okay.
So if you want to if you want to say anything to her, I'll give you some time to think about it.
No, I just curious if you want to do with it now or go on to other people and come back to it. I can do with the conversation right now. Because I can actually use your help in this.
All right.
You're a pretty good author. I mean, I've read some of your stuff, and you're a pretty good author. I have a question for you, actually. Because as funny as this sounds, writing a fiction is equally like dealing with these spirits I've found out. I mean, is that how you see it?
Yes, exactly. I like to keep my options open, which is why I haven't contracted with a persona myself. I mean, why would I limit myself to a certain brand of writing when I can be quite adequate as I am?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it would be kind of nice to have been controlled that. So I admire you for being able to keep that. Though I would give you the same cautionary tale everybody else has probably given, in that be careful because they can tend to make contracts when you don't notice it.
Oh, but I am well aware of how devious personas can be. Well, demons in this case, not exactly a persona for me. But the air about you has shifted from when we last met.
Yeah. So basically, what was it to help you with a good fiction? I made a rather binding deal with a demon, and I'm about to go and basically play with it a little bit today.
You're bound, but yet you have the freedom to play with it. That doesn't sound like a very tight deal.
Well, I have the freedom to play with it as long as basically he's willing to negotiate the playing with it.
So it's not so rigid. Well, I suppose that is a boon for you. Judging from the other marks that you have about you.
You can see those, can you?
Quite clearly.
Really?
Well, let's just say that I'm very well acquainted with magic.
Got it.
And she'll just kind of cross it, like, you know when somebody like shifts when they recross their legs?
Yep.
And she'll be like, out of everybody within this classroom, you are the most interesting. You seem to have an aura that designates you as a player rather than a piece.
Sure, Sarah loves that. Yeah.
He's just like, what a stuck of boots.
Well,
in the interest of my sagely advice, if you could tell me any developments you've made lately as a mythopoetic, I might be able to answer you more accurately.
Well, I've recently accepted help from an unusual source, and they're increasing my connections with my past.
Well, when it comes to your family, they're probably the biggest linchpin in terms of your personal development. Having rich family connections often means having a rich mythological life.
I don't have rich parents.
I meant
I don't have a rich parent. Singular.
I meant in terms of personal wealth rather than material wealth. So material wealth can play a part in your personal wealth.
True. But no, right now I am basically going to be dealing with the Sandman. Or the lesser form of them. The lesser Sandman. Sandman. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Judging from what you've said earlier on, I don't suppose you have like I don't suppose you can project your contract into reality. No, that might be a bit too above the pay grade.
Hold on. Yes, I think I can. I pull out one of my sheets of basically, mapping paper. Put one hand on the sheet, the other hand on the deal I have with the Sandman, and concentrate on that distinction of that part of myself, that distinction part of myself, and see if I can project it onto the paper.
You mean the geese distinction?
Yes.
All right. So go ahead and roll then.
All right. This will either work well or, like Raph usually does, rolls horribly.
You didn't ask me for a favor this morning, Kaharu.
Yes, I know. God damn it. Hold on.
Sax
Wrong
tries
page.
to laugh at Raph, but he can't because he's not Raph's persona.
Shut up, Shax.
He's so cool. He'd let me do fun things.
I'm getting rid of you.
No, you can't. Oh.
Oh, that's pretty good. Like
Yeah.
you're not able to get up like the full terms and agreements, but you are able to manifest like some of the page. You know what I mean? It wasn't
Yeah.
like given like Sandman's nature. It wasn't like a fucking book of agreements. It was like a page in like
Right.
very whimsical writing, and you only just kind of blink and she'll be like impressive. Considering you've never even heard of such of a concept before this. I might have to make my acquaintance with you more.
Sorry, in Raph's head. Oh fuck, another girl.
Like father, like son.
You hear
Anyway.
Kira in the back of your mind. Just don't. Fuck. I don't know, dude. I'm kind of jealous at this point.
Hey, well, I am playing up to the magician. Was it according to the Persona game? So
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
She said that if you were able to get the full contract, I might be able to, use my element to change the terms. But I can't really do much with this. And how will your intuition? Do you want to spend a PowerPoint?
sure.
What are you adding?
If I can, because it's either knowledge, or diligent. Obviously, actually knowledge, but it steps up, so it's 2d10 total.
Okay. All right. You notice you kind of notice when she kind of like read the page, like you kind of notice like this black ink like substance around her hands. And then it would just soak back into her skin as she puts down the map paper you made.
Got it.
Oh, you noticed?
Yeah. Can I ask what that is?
Oh, well, that's my magical element.
So quietly, ink.
Let's just call it a family trade.
I'm definitely intrigued.
Like I said, if you have personal wealth in terms of your family connections, then that kind of forms the person that you are.
All right.
In terms of this classroom, there's me, and then there's lower forms such as the skulker in the corner, and she just kind of turns her head towards Saya. We're frightfully alike, though I am on a different level.
Yeah, we're here by choice. I think it's the major distinction here.
Well, yes. There's only so far I can go without having a persona. I'm able to fend for myself, but in the end, I will need to make a contract sooner or later, though I'd rather make it with a new mythological being rather than established canon.
You know, I've been
make her deviant OC her persona.
I actually have been hearing a little bit of talk about a new aspect of being able to create your own persona. By figuring out how to create, by entering into the dream state of, or just the unconscious state of everybody, and by basically, for using your own terms, writing up a new mythopoetic.
Well, basically, think of it as evolution. We're currently at what we perceive to be the latest stage of evolution, and I believe the next stage is called being awakened. Yes, awakened can craft their own personas, but usually they need to have a connection through a previously established myth, and I'm just trying to skip that step, though well, you can see I'm not exactly successful. But well, I'm hoping through my experiences, I'll be able to at least form a little something, even if it won't be as powerful as making a contract.
Another thought is to go in another route. Find a completely weak persona, a demon that is completely basically has no real substance to it, is just barely connected, and then use your force to rewrite them once you connect with them. That would put you in charge completely.
Yes, it would. I suppose I do have somewhat unrealistic tendencies, but I tend my ilk tend to be like that, straying too close to the fire. But I have been giving it some thought. For now, I've been using temporary links. The vending machine is quite useful for that.
Oh, good.
Though it's only appeared recently, though.
I'm glad you're enjoying this use.
Oh yes, it is quite something. A prime example of new mythology. Though, should its independence be worrying or not?
I'll let the historians deal with that.
Yes. Well, for now, I should be glad that we should be glad that it's docile. So do you have any more information about this mysterious donor of yours? If you wanted to help, of course. I need all the facts laid out on the table.
Is she talking about Sandman or the father?
She's talking about Daddy.
Yeah. That is something I need to have more understanding of before I can understand what it is and speak about it, if you understand what I mean.
Touchy subject. Well, I suppose our emotions are terribly entangled within this whole thing.
Yeah.
But I suppose I should apologize if I seemed like I was a greenhorn.
No.
I thought it would be amusing that you would try to hold my hand through things I already know. But well, maybe you're more than just somebody who needs to be here. You're here by your own choice.
Absolutely.
So I guess I'll reintroduce myself. I'm Hojo Yuri.
Do I recognize that?
You wouldn't recognize it even if you rolled really high on your knowledge roll.
Got it. And I'm from America, so I have no idea what you just said.
I suppose our family isn't exactly the highly accredited. Do you know much about how about the old system within Japan?
I've been getting some lessons in that.
May I ask who from? I might recognize their name.
Crap.
What's her name?
I don't know her last. I barely even know how to pronounce her first name.
I don't know how. I think I might like her, but I don't know her name. Shit.
Whose name are we talking about?
What do?
Well, any female, but that's beside the point.
Nakatomi.
Nakatomi. Jeez!
And you've got a 6 with her.
Yes. That's why I should have looked for it.
Can we cancel that as he just dropped down a rank or 2?
Ow. Hey, look, I fully admit, Raph is smarter than even I am, so. Anyway. So, yeah, I do say it. I've been, Nakatoni has been teaching me bits about that.
the Fujiwara, well, we haven't had the greatest of terms with her. When I say we, I mean more of my ancestors. So, I suppose knowing two sides of the coin would be better than not. You do know about the origin of the Nakatomis and by proxy the Fujiwara. If not, I'll give you a short history lesson. The Nakatomis were the original priests of Japan, one of the earliest, and the Fujiwara, one of the three great clans of the Heian period of Japan. Heian, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Ha.
Ian?
Whatever.
Anyway.